The police spend your time warning people. They giggle and chortle and say, look, we've really got him on the run. We've got him on the ropes. Hear how much he's complaining on air. I'm complaining because they're about to start World War III. And then we go into a depression, your butt's probably going to be starving on the street, and I might be too. You understand, I have foresight, but it doesn't take much foresight to see what's coming now. I'm upset because I need every one of you to get your head screwed on straight and to stop it. Your mental illness needs to stop. Finish up with the clip.
Speak to him. That's it. To voice my opinion and to offer my own personal story, as to which I had. And I'm pretty sure I can go back and look at it because I save all my sent stuff. That I even offered him my phone number and so forth. And he kept ignoring
Stop it right there.
So then I sent him
Sir, stop. You know, I've been invited out to places like Luck, Texas, you know, where, I could go hang out with Willie Nelson, which I would dream of doing. I'll never do it. I'm too busy fighting the New World Order. I say, gee, can I do some radio interviews and work on a film? Or do I want to go hobnob around, as much as I love Willie Nelson and idolize him and love him since I was a little kid, or you know, do I want to go out to Hollywood and hang out at Charlie Sheen's house, as much fun as that is? No, I'm not going to do it. I certainly can't call you up, plus you're probably sending this email to somebody else's website or this phone number. But I'm bad. I mean, this is the craziness. Go back to it.
Stop ducking me. And now, this big bad truth teller has blocked me from a YouTube page that I don't ever post anything negative or derogatory on.
Okay, that's it. And then he goes into really getting vicious. Now, we have, I think, 2 or 3 YouTube channels. One of them, Watson runs. He doesn't respond to anything on it. He posts maybe a video every week. Aaron probably posts 2 or 3 videos a week. He responds to nothing. We don't look at how many subscribers there are. We barely have time to upload videos. You know, I look at my MySpace about twice a week. And then you get mad at that. It's just there for you. To say I'm a piece of filth, an agent, a crapoid, whatever it is, just go have fun. And then you get mad because I'm not reading the messages or look. I'm too busy here. They got the National Guard announcing they're going to do gun confiscation. I mean, this isn't a game, folks. Now, let's play someone who's got their head screwed on straight. Let's play somebody who has their head screwed on straight. Trying to find the title. What's the title of that video, John? Comply or resist. I don't have time to play this whole one, but here. Listen to someone actually trying to warn people and say, look, we're in a bad situation, wake up, stand up against the New World Order. And about 70% of our movement does this, and it's why we may actually save the country and the world with God's help. But it isn't good because we got people behind our lines, behind us, attacking us from behind because they were so brainwashed and so damaged by the New World Order. Now, here's somebody who's got their head screwed on straight. Here it is.
Greetings, YouTube. It seems like the world that we live in every day gets crazier and crazier. There's no doubt that we're living in the twilight zone. And the reason that is because the media, the mainstream media, there's only 6 conglomerates, and 95% of the print newspapers and the TV media is controlled by the same 6 conglomerates. So you'd have to be naive to think that there wouldn't be some influence or use of power there to try to influence opinions, maybe even lie and deceive on purpose in order to convince the majority of Americans that we're still living in a world that makes sense, that what these criminals are doing, you know, at the Fed and other places, somehow aimed at helping us or improving our situation. My, aren't they so compassionate that they would forgo their privilege of printing money and all the benefits they could be having, but no, they're so incredibly superhumanly kind-hearted that they wanted to extend that to us, the middle class, whom we all know the elites love so much. So anyway, I wanted to read you a little bit here. Here's a quote from David Rockefeller in his own book. Some even believe we are part of a secret cabal working against the best interests of the United States, characterizing my family and me as internationalists and of conspiring with others around the world to build a more integrated and global political and economic structure, a one world, if you will. If that's the charge, I stand guilty, and I am proud of it. Straight from his book. And you have another quote, 1991, from a Trilateral Commission meeting in which David Rockefeller allegedly uttered the following words: "We are grateful to the Washington Post, the New York Times, the Time Magazine, and other great publications whose directors have attended our meetings and respected their promises of discretion for almost 40 years. It would have been impossible for us to develop our plan for the world if we had been subject to the bright lights of publicity during those years. But the work is now much more sophisticated and prepared to march towards a world government. The supranational sovereignty of an intellectual elite and world bankers is surely preferable to the national autodetermination practiced in past centuries." Wow. So here is the rest of my blog that I sort of built around those two quotes, and here's how it went. For those of you who still believe that the U.S. government is one of the people, it is time to lay down those long-held sacred beliefs. If we are to truly care about liberty, now is not the time to cling to falsely held notions of freedom, to create excuses in our minds that attempt to explain away all the evils around us. The founders would be appalled at what we have become, and there is nothing now more patriotic, more in tune with the founders' visions, more noble than seeking to understand exactly what has happened to our beloved freedoms, our people, and our country. Turn off your TVs. Lay down the newspapers and magazines. American sovereignty is quickly slipping through our fingertips, and the first step towards putting a stop to this madness is becoming informed. The TVs and publications are there to distract you with trivialities, to explain away some of our biggest problems by only offering a tiny fraction of the causes, all the while excluding the big picture, and to even create bold-faced lies and fantasies in order to convince us that we must bow before the state if we are to be secure. It is time to realize that what happened in Nazi Germany, yes, Nazi Germany, is coming to the U.S.
All right. And it goes on. By the way, that guy's more eloquent than I am. He needs to be a leader. You see, he's focused outward to wake people up. See, people who attack me, it's a reflection of this narcosis, this obsession with themselves in some weird personal fight with me. We need to warn everybody, folks. We're in dire straits. We can't screw around. We'll be right back. About half of them have been shut down in the last 6-7 years. They're trying to shut down the other half right now. Use it while it's still there. A lot of viewers in every city and town that tune into that. I mean, globalists will fly thousands of miles to speak to a couple hundred people. But you just go, oh, there's no point in me getting an access show. Well, that's how I started. Or starting a website. I mean, is your website just critiquing everyone and saying how you're the best and nobody else is good? Or are you trying to reach out to people? I mean, I want to be able to post everybody's information. I want to bring people together. I want to have people on my show. I want to expose the New World Order. But that doesn't mean that I have to accept whatever your orthodoxy or your particular views are completely. And it doesn't mean you have to accept my views, but we need to focus on the New World Order. We need to warn the public. People say, well, what are the solutions? The solution is first waking people up. And we've come a long way. Folks don't trust either party now for the first time in modern history. 9% approval rating for Congress. 9% approval rating for Dick Cheney. So the enemy's in trouble, but we better discredit them like our lives depend on it, because then they're broken. Then they can't get any clout. Then they can't get the public to acquiesce and go along with their programs of control. By the way, the news is also big. Ron Paul gave a speech on the floor yesterday. It's up on Infowars.net, saying something huge and bad is coming and our liberty is about to go away. He came out and basically said martial law may be implemented any day. And we have him on once a month. We just had him on 3 weeks ago. I'm going to try to get him on early next week about the oil, the dollar, and I've never heard him come out so strong and say, we are right on the edge. We are right on the precipice. and I want to read to you some of what he said and play some clips later. It's up on Infowars.net. It's huge news. It's huge news that 10 Republicans abstain. Measure passes 238 to 180. There will be a hearing, Representative Kucinich, after the impeachment against George Bush in the House Judiciary Committee. That was assured by a vote. This isn't being reported anywhere in the news. So we'll talk about where that moved, where the vote to start an impeachment proceeding is going. You're not hearing that on the news. I got all this serious stuff to talk about. Why did I pause and spend 30, 40 minutes on infighting? Because it is a disease. It is a cancer. It's how the FBI went in and got the Black Panthers or the peace movement to fight with each other. And then once they start the infighting going, it's like dominoes. Most people involved in it aren't FBI. They're just allowing it to continue. We're having great victories, but nothing like we could have if all of you out there would commit to stop fighting with each other and to just wake the public up on the basics. We are assured of a win against the New World Order if we do that. But there isn't much time. The people are open to wake up, but only if we wake them up. We gotta act now.